Welcome! In this video, I'll introduce you to the VOOL LMC, our load management controller. I'll show you how to connect it to the electrical cabinet and set up load management for VOOL chargers. This is the LMC package. Inside, you'll find current transformers, the LMC unit itself, antenna, end resistor, terminal block for connecting the power supply, and finally, the instruction manual. This is the LMC. In the front, you see the status LEDs that keep you informed about the device's operation. Underneath, we have ports for connecting the Ethernet cable and CAN bus line to the chargers. The first port is for Ethernet and the second one is for CAN bus. You can also connect the LMC to Wi-Fi for wireless operation. On the top, you will find the power supply socket, designed for easy connection to the terminal block. At the bottom, there's a socket for connecting the current transformers. On the side, you'll see a serial number and a QR code for adding the devices to VOOL network. These are also printed on the packaging. That covers the key components of the VOOL LMC. Now, let's move to the next steps in the installation process. Remember to switch off power before starting the installation. Mounting the LMC on a DIN rail is simple. Just pull down the fixators like this. The LMC needs 4 modules of space in the electrical cabinet. For the power supply, we recommend using a 3-phase 6-amp circuit breaker. The LMC comes with a terminal block for connecting the supply cable. Connect the wires L1, L2, L3, as well as the neutral and earth. The LMC also comes with a split-core current transformers. These need to be mounted on your main power line to measure the building's total electricity consumption. Make sure the charger power supply wires are connected in the same order as the LMC current transformer clamps. Before mounting the transformers on the cable, make sure you insert the terminal block into the LMC. Once all the wires are connected, you can turn main switch and circuit breaker back on. All the status LEDs should light up. If they don't, refer to the installation manual for troubleshooting. At VOOL, we prioritize efficiency and reliability, which is why we use local load management for faster and more stable connection. To make this happen, the LMC and the charger need to communicate directly with each other on site. We offer 4 different setups to achieve this, giving you the flexibility to choose the best option for your needs. One option is to use separate Ethernet cables for each device. At the LMC, connect the Ethernet cable to the first port. For the chargers, use the left port. If there is an active connection available, ports will light up. Once you've made the physical connections, you are ready to add your devices to your site. Open the VOOL app. Installers can enable the installer mode, which gives them an enhanced overview of the devices and their settings. You can now add the devices by scanning their QR codes. Next, wait for the devices to come online. To set up load management, go to your charger settings and select the LMC group. Finally, in the LMC settings, choose Auto-configure chargers to complete the setup. Make sure to insert correct grid connection size in the LMC settings and charger current limit according to the charger circuit breaker size in the charger settings. Another option is to use Wi-Fi for load management. All you need to do is to connect the devices to the internet through the app. Make sure you have a strong Wi-Fi connection. If you need to improve Wi-Fi signal strength, use our external antenna or bring antenna outside of the electrical cabinet. Make sure to enable the external antenna in the LMC settings. To connect the charger to Wi-Fi, follow these steps. Go to the device settings, select Configure via Bluetooth, connect to the charger, choose Device Setup, select Connectivity Setup, choose your network and enter the password. Keep in mind, our chargers only connect to 2.4 GHz networks. Once the device is successfully connected, you will see the Wi-Fi signal strength displayed. If the signal strength is less than 20%, please improve the Wi-Fi signal connection, as this may cause connectivity issues. To connect the LMC to Wi-Fi, start by going to your phone's Wi-Fi settings. After powering on the LMC, it will create the hotspot. Connect to this network using the password VOOL1234. This should take you to the configuration page. If it doesn't, open your browser and enter a website name you haven't visited recently. Then select the same network you connected your charger to and enter the password. If you make a mistake and enter a wrong password or connection fails for some reason, the hotspot will appear again after 3 minutes. Once both devices are connected, wait for them to come online in the app. To set up the load management, go to your charger settings and select the LMC group. Finally, auto-configure the chargers in the LMC settings. The third option is to use CAN bus for load management. For this, we recommend using a regular Cat6 cable. The communication happens using just the 4th and the 5th wires. Start by physically connecting the CAN line from the lower port of the LMC to the left port of the first charger. For additional chargers, connect from the right port of the first charger to the left port of the next one, and so on. To end the CAN bus line, install the end resistor, which you will find in the LMC packaging. The successful connection between the charger and the LMC is indicated by the blinking light next to the Ethernet port. If there is no light, check the cable and ensure the correct wires are connected. Verify that the cable is plugged into the CAN port of the LMC, or confirm that the LMC and the charger are properly configured to work together. With this setup, you only need to connect the LMC to the internet. The chargers will communicate with our servers via the CAN bus through the LMC. To complete this setup, connect the LMC to the network. This can be done either via Ethernet or Wi-Fi. Here, let's choose Wi-Fi and repeat the steps from before. Go to your phone's Wi-Fi settings. After powering on the LMC, it will create the hotspot. Connect using the password VOOL1234. Again, this should automatically open the configuration page. Choose your network and enter the password. Once the LMC is online, set up load management by selecting the LMC group in the charger settings. Then, auto-configure the chargers in the LMC settings. Once done, the chargers will also become available. The last option here allows you to use CAN bus while keeping only the chargers connected to the internet, leaving the LMC offline. Although this will keep the load management running on the background, you won't see the live data from the LMC. We recommend using this solution only if no other option is possible, as the LMC still needs periodic updates to ensure optimal functionality. For CAN bus, we recommend using a regular Cat6 cable. The communication happens using just the 4th and the 5th wires. Start by physically connecting the CAN lines from the lower port of the LMC to the left port of the first charger. For additional chargers, connect the right port of the first charger to the left port of the next one, and so on. To end the CAN bus line, install the end resistor, which you will find in the LMC packaging. To connect the chargers to the internet, you can use our built-in 4G SIM. Here's how to activate it. Go to Device Settings, select Configure over Bluetooth, connect to the charger, go to Setup Device and choose Base Setting Setup. For load management, activate Sync with LMC Network, select LMC Connection CAN, and make sure 4G is enabled. Scroll down and tap on Show Advanced Settings. Disable the remote control over the LMC option. scroll down and tap Save. Make sure you connect each charger separately. It can take up to 15 minutes for the charger to come online. Next, configure the LMC to work offline. To do this, temporarily connect the LMC to the internet. For example, using your phone's hotspot. Go to your phone's Wi-Fi settings. After powering on the LMC, it will create the hotspot. Connect using the password VOOL1234. This should take you to the configuration page. Choose the network and enter the password. Once the devices are online, set up load management by selecting the LMC group in the charger settings, then restart the LMC once. After that, you can disconnect the LMC from the internet, and it will continue doing the load management in the background. And that's how simple it is to install and configure the LMC for load management with VOOL devices. With your setup complete, you've successfully optimized your energy use, ensuring your VOOL chargers operate smoothly and efficiently.